Alright, so this is gonna be a pretty short video that I wanted to make, and this is a pretty weird one, if that makes sense, because I didn't really think that I would be making a video that's related to itch.io. Now, itch.io is like this little website where you could post your demo game, you could post like your indie game in that website. It's like Steam, but like a poor man's version of Steam, if that makes sense. I think that's a disrespectful way of saying it. I don't know how to put it, but in this report that's regarding itch.io, they somehow got hacked by FunkoPop. Yeah, like the figures that you see with the two big dark black little eyeballs that you see with like every character from like movies to shows to video games. And it made a tweet about it saying, "I kid you not, itch.io has been taken down by original Funko because they used some trash AI powered brand protection software called Brand Shield Ltd that created some bogus phishing report to our registrar at I Want My Name, who ignored our response and just disabled the domain. I hope you all are having a nice Sunday evening. Also, for transparency, we quote unquote did take the dispute page down as soon as we got the notice because it's not worth fighting stuff like that. Regardless, our register automated system likely kicked to disable the domain since no one read our confirmation of removal." And that's just so weird to me. Funko Pop having beef with itch.io, like legit an indie game like store page that you could see, like you could play demos, you could play indie games that were in there. For example, like what's that game called? Buckshot Roulette. There you go. And One Shot was also in there. No other game that I can say that I can remember that's also in itch.io. So I'm very sorry. I'm not a big fan of that store page. I'm more of a console player myself, and I'm not really that active on the PC. On top of that, I don't have the money to afford a PC. I mean, I used to have a computer, but it got water damage from the broken pipe on my bathroom sink that leaked everywhere in my house. And it also called itch.io's mom, or the intern that's in charge of the Twitter account, where the message says, "Got a strange call from a company about accusatory statements on your social media account. Call me." Like, that's just a pretty petty and scummy way to just like try and make a valid argument where you're using AI powered protection software to shut down itch.io. I really don't understand, like, what motivated you to do this in the first place. Funko Pop, out of all, brands or companies, really, like, I'm so shocked, that I'm looking into this. I mean, sure, it's a couple of tweets, but this is pretty legitimate. Now, they have made an update on the situation as of December 9th, where they said, "We're probably going to wait this one out. We considered putting a new domain, but there are implications with third-party services that make it not a trivial swap. In the meantime, if you know how to tweak your host files, use 45.33.107.166. It continues by saying, "If you do edit your host files, please remember to remove all the lines after a domain is restored. Although we typically hold an IP for a while, it can change if we update our back end infrastructure." And I think that's a pretty fair response to other people that have probably been affected by this hacking that's regarding Funko Pop, to the people that are familiar or that use itch.io pretty frequently on the site to play indie games or demos of games that were announced, and they love itch.io like from the bottom of their heart. Not to mention that there's also a Oneshot Pancake episode that's available on itch.io. I'll leave the link in the description if I could find it, and I don't know if it's still up, but if it is, good. If not, I'm very sorry that you missed your chance. Even though it was announced, you probably weren't aware about it until now. So I guess that's pretty much it for this video of me talking about the like weird just hacking, like out of nowhere. Okay, I know I'm sound like a broken record player saying this, but why though? Like, what was your valid reasoning as to why you did this in the first place? On top of that, there's a game called Funko Fusion that wasn't even received well. $60, bro. And look at the capitalism with these character packs. I think there's enough ranting about Funko Pop. I mean, I'm well aware of what they are. I mean, I know that YouTube's is a bootleg version of Funko Pop, but I mean, I guess in my biased opinion, YouTube's is I guess a lot cooler, but it really doesn't make a difference, really. But with all that being said, That's all I gotta say for this video of me talking about Itch.io and FunkoPop. Hopefully that they resolve the situation in the future and we'll probably get an update about it. With all that being said, I'll be seeing you all later with me watching the Game Awards that's gonna be happening tonight exactly. I know that we're gonna get some release day reveals of the games that we were hoping to see come out either this year or next year or the year later. But also, I'm hoping that it doesn't suck, okay? Because I mean, the selection isn't that bad because I'm not that connected with the amount of games that were in the like in the list. I mean, there's some games that I have played, some games that I haven't beaten, some games that I wanted to play but I haven't played yet. But yeah, I feel like that's a pretty fair question. That hoping that the Game Awards doesn't suck. I mean, there's gonna be some good reveals. I know that there is because this has been, I guess, a pretty good year of gaming, and I guess with the selection, it isn't really that good. With according to the audience, like the reactions that I saw on Twitter. For me, I really could care less. I mean, sure, this could have been some games that could have gone to the Game Awards. Some people were saying like the games got snubbed. Even the developers themselves said that they're not snubbed, which is hilarious to me. Like they're trying to make an argument, they're making an argument over nothing, basically. Hilarious to me. All right, just trying to like make a point or form an argument out of nothing. With all that being, and voice crack as well. With all that being said, I'll be seeing you all later. This is Wolf.Gray. Peace.